What's up, everybody? How you feeling? You guys look like New York out there. Very happy to see you. I'm very proud to be the prime sponsor of the Community Safety Act. And I thank you guys for being here, for keeping the pressure on. Everything is moving forward. We got hearings coming up on the bills. We got hearings coming up on stop, question, and frisk. Yesterday we had some good news from the Bronx. It seems like the whole city is now pushing back on these policies that we all know violate civil rights, civil liberties, and are not even effective. And I know Talib Kweli is going to be coming up here soon, and he has a line on his last album, "You're taking away freedoms, we've been fighting the game." And that's exactly what's going on. They're trying to take away freedoms that we have to fight hard to get, that people have died to get. And this Community Safety Act is common sense. It's something that the police department should not only be embracing, they should have been doing already. We're doing this act because we want the entire city to be safe. We want better policing and we want safer streets. We can have both of those things at the same time. And I want to thank the police officers here who are part of the 99% because they spend every day trying to keep us safe. We want them to be safe at their job, and we also want to be safe in our communities. The NYPD, unbeknownst to them, agree with us on many of these issues. Commissioner Kelly, every time there's a police officer in trouble, says don't judge the entire police department based on a few bad apples. Why then does the police department treat our communities based on a few bad apples in the community? If it's good for you, it should be good for us as well. And we're so happy that this Community Safety Act is bipartisan, multi-religion, multi-borough. Everybody, multi-race, has gotten together to say if it happens to one amongst us, it's happening to all amongst us. If it's happening to black, Latino, homeless, Muslim, LGBT, then it should be happening to nobody. Everybody is coming together to take a stand and say we will not have our rights violated. Our civil liberties were fought hard, people died, and we must continue. I'm so proud to be the prime sponsor of this package of legislation. I believe it will make the NYPD better. I believe it will make our communities safer. I believe it will make New York City the envy of the nation when it comes to protecting civil liberties and civil rights and keeping our communities safe. Nobody wants crime to go down in the black and Latino community more than the people who live in the black and Latino community, more than the people who represent the black and Latino community. To say that to fight crime we have to violate civil rights and civil liberties is against everything that I learned that America is supposed to be about. I'm getting a touch, it's time to go. It's time for me to go. I could be here all day. I just want to say thank you so much. I'm so proud for you guys to be here, and I'm going to leave with the people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. El pueblo unido. Thank you, CPR, and all my colleagues. Peace.
Mic check. Give it up for Brother Jumaane Williams again, y'all. Cool. So we're going to keep this rolling. Up next, I'm very excited to introduce the brother who's been blessing stages in the hip-hop game for over 20 years. A brother who's Brooklyn born, who's still residing in Brooklyn, New York City, and who came out today to show us some love. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Brother Talib Kweli. New York City, how y'all feeling, man? How you doing, New York City? I wrote some things down, but I just want to start by telling y'all that I came here today because I love this city. This is the greatest city in the world. That's why I'm here today. But I'm here today because this city can be greater. And it's up to you, and it's up to me, and it's up to all of us to make this city greater. In a fair and equal world, stop and frisk might make sense. But we don't live in a fair and equal world. We live in a world where not everybody starts at the same place. We live in a world that was built on the backs of slaves, some of them still buried right here under City Hall. You understand what I'm saying? Hold on, let me change my page. Ever since politics and politicians we've had in this country, politicians have been convincing people that poor people, black people, Latino people, the underbelly, the underclass are some sort of scourge, some sort of thing that we need to stop, some sort of thing that makes us not safe. It's a group that must be policed and monitored more than your average citizen. Law and order candidates have run on this premise and won. Nothing is said about the conditions that create this despair. Nothing is done about it. Law and order has become code for legal discrimination rather than keeping us safe. Poor people, black people, Latino people, we deserve the same rights as every American citizen. To not be treated like criminals in our own homes, to not be treated like criminals in our own backyards. Matter of fact, I want to take this time to shout out District Attorney Robert Johnson from the Bronx, who said that no longer will he honor any frivolous trespassing arrests based on stop and frisk. Apparently people in the Bronx, people who live in public housing, are being stopped and arrested for trespassing in their own homes. They're being arrested, their invited guests are being arrested, and Robert Johnson is doing what our mayor is not doing. He's listening and participating with his community. And I want to salute that brother for doing that. Word is bond. Stop and frisk is something that touches me personally. I've been stopped and frisked way before this rally. I have a son that's 16 years old. It's illegal. Every American citizen has the right, the constitutional right, to be free from unreasonable search and seizure. In a country that was built on racism, in a country that was built on slavery, what is reasonable suspicion? How can you quantify that? To our mayor, instead of dissing all these people for voicing their concerns, for voicing their dissatisfaction, for doing their duty, for being patriots, instead of dissing them, you need to pay attention to them. We live in these neighborhoods. Like my man Jumaane said, we live in these neighborhoods. We want the violence to stop more than anybody. We want the guns off our streets more than anybody. But to Mayor Bloomberg, to the NYPD, you must work with us, not against us. I heard our mayor say that no one should ever be racially profiled. What world does our mayor live in? I don't know. I don't live in that world. You can't stop racism with laws. You can't legislate compassion. We will not allow you to support policies that encourage racism. We will not allow you to support policies that encourage racism. We will not stand for it. We will not stand to the side. We will not have it. I want to say that we are not anti-police. We are pro-community. We are pro-people. We are not anti-police. We are pro-community, and we are pro-people. Police officers in the city and all over the world put their lives on the line daily, as our mayor has reminded us. But who exactly are they putting their lives on the line for? Police are supposed to serve and protect. Who are they serving? Who are they protecting? Too often it ain't us. They protect the property owners and the property values. When the people righteously criticize and protest policies, and believe me, it's your right to do so, it's patriotic to do so, the police aren't sending to hear the issues and resolve the conflict. The police are sending to crack your head and protect the property and protect the interests of the property owner. We need to work with police. We need to work with police in our community. Police practice stop and frisk based on reasonable suspicion, but in this country, we profit off of that. We profit off of the backs of these people that the police are arresting. There are officers who are against stop and frisk, and I salute those officers. There are officers who are against the quota system that rewards them with promotions over stop and frisk, over juking the stats. Y'all all seen The Wire? Y'all know what I'm talking about. We all want this crime to stop. We want the guns off our streets. But is it worth destroying the relationship that law-abiding citizens have with the police? Yes, police officers put their lives on the line daily. But when we have policies that allow the police force to trample on our rights as citizens, so do we, so do I, so do you. My name is Talib Kweli. I stand with y'all. Stop, and frisk. Peace and love.